potentially going all the way down to the wire as we begin the ascent up of Invasion, top 64, Schmixtape versus Nutlord. Let's get it.
Honestly, just leave it to Team Regen to always one-up themselves as we start this amazing set here. Already on small battlefield, actually. Thoughts on the stage choice, actually, for these characters?
Yeah, I think for a lot of them, I think you don't really want flat stages necessarily, and certainly I think triplats, you want to be banning those against Samus. You know, the potential combos that she gets from, you know, the up air strings at early percents, you can die so early off the top. So I feel like small battlefield is sort of a nice compromise from Stadium where Wolf's going to have a little less room so that he's able to smother Samus a little bit more. And we can see it already, Schmixtape doing an excellent job at just keeping Nutlord on his toes, catching that get-up attack with the down smash, and already first stock is gone.
That's absolutely crazy. Within a minute, no way.
Or
what? Already, what an intense back and forth. It's been a minute, and both stocks from both sides are gone, traded off even. And honestly, when you mentioned, when I remembered who the Samus was there, Nutlord, and you mentioned the triplats, Nutlord has an amazing conversion rate off his up airs into that up B. Like, he can ladder his up airs into that up B. I've experienced it firsthand myself at KO, and I've seen it happen to many unfortunate people. So I'm wondering if we're going to see that aggressive Samus playstyle that Nutlord is so well known for.
I think it's interesting as well because, you know, like we mentioned just then, you know, the idea of dying really early against Samus. And I feel like maybe Schmixtape had that almost moment of comfort when he got that stock after racking up all that percent. But you got to remember that even with, you know, the lack of triplats and being able to die early off the top, you are still playing Wolf. And Wolf in the wrong situation can die ridiculously early. It was 40% after the hit and the stock was taken. And I think both of these players are beginning to recognize that actually, you know, Nutlord can get damage racked up against him really early, and Schmixtape can die early as well, because Neutral, I feel like, has been a lot more delicate since both those first stocks have been taken.
I definitely can agree, but there we go. The up air is just going to come out straight away from Nutlord, and we're seeing him with the advantage for probably the first time in this set right now. And I just love the way this guy plays, and I'm pretty sure it's caught Schmixtape off guard too. You're usually used to seeing a very campy sort of Samus playstyle. With Nutlord on the other hand, it's always very hands-on. We're seeing jab resets, we're seeing constant in-your-face aggression, and I don't think Schmixtape's adapted to it yet, because, you know, that percent just keeps rising, and that aggression from Nutlord is still continuing.
Yeah, you are absolutely correct there, because when you look at other big European Samus players, you think about your Siskis, you think about your Quicks, you know, they're both the game plan is centered around the charge shot, right? Getting that charge shot, comboing off the charge shot, killing off the charge shot. And yet, with Nutlord, yes, of course, you know, charge shot being too good, you can't not have it in the game plan. That would be utterly ridiculous. But Nutlord is very much happy to get in your face and just scrap with you. And he does such a good job with it. And Schmixtape is finding out the hard way what a scrappy Samus can do as he drops game 1 to Nutlord. Nutlord 1-0 up so far.
Using the bomb perfectly there, just the down B to perfectly pop him up into that F tilt there. Beautiful stuff from Nutlord. Honestly, like, if that's not, you know, a testament to his aggression, to his own unique playstyle and take on Samus, then I don't know what is.
Just incredible gameplay so far. Now, of course, the nature of being a 3 out of 5, and of course, a player of the caliber that is Schmixtape, you're going to have that game 1 may have been a bit of a, oh, wait, hang on, he's playing like this. Yeah. And we are definitely going to see some levels of adjustment, don't get it twisted. But of course, if you're not used to playing a character in this certain playstyle, it can really trip you up. And of course, you can see already through Nutlord having mostly a pretty clean run into top 64. A game 5 with Butterdog. I have no idea who that is, but taking Nutlord to game 5, that's a pretty commendable feat, I have to say.
That's great. Butterdog, man, is the secret boss, it seems, here at Invasion, man. I do hope he's still in bracket, man. I kind of want to see who Butterdog is, because I've never heard of them in my life.
I'm looking up. Oh, we've got a character switch here. Oh, wow. We have got the Mii Gunner. So yeah, this was Schmixtape's old character. I believe Schmixtape used to play Gunner and Yoshi, I believe, were the two characters before he switched over. I was going to say full-time to the Wolf, but clearly Wolf is on a bit of holiday leave at the moment, given that the Mii Gunner is here. And it's a 3-3-3-3 build, which I'm going to level with you, Rekka. I am not too sure what this Gunner build is, and I'm sure Nutlord probably isn't too familiar either. Again, there aren't too many notable Mii Gunners still going in the UK.
Yeah, definitely. But I think we've seen a little move there, which I think could probably be very useful. And we've already seen Schmixtape use that move already. His little, like, it seems like a shield or some sort of absorb sort of shield, probably for the projectiles that Samus is going to be throwing out here.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a real, when you've got that absorb sort of property, you know, we see it, I mean, typically Ness and Lucas are the two characters that have that with their side magnets. So again, it's going to make Nutlord think twice. But in the same vein, though, Nutlord, we've been talking a lot about Nutlord's scrappiness, about the aggression. So, you know, we're probably not going to see as much usage or as much mileage out of it as I think Schmixtape is going to necessarily want.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, realistically here, right, if you're switching to Mii Gunner, obviously a similar archetype to Samus in that vein, and Nutlord is already being very scrappy indeed. You know, I think the first thought of for Schmixtape was like, I should probably go to a similar character, but try and zone him out instead. Because obviously, by playing Wolf, you have to scrap with him. And I guess you don't like scrapping with him, clearly, with the character switch. Yeah. And you know what? The character switch doesn't seem to be working out too well right now.
Oh my god.
Wow. Hey, man, if that Zed isn't going to kill you, that down air most definitely is. Sending Schmixtape down to the damn depths.
And that Zed was so crucial as well because it put Schmixtape at such a distance where there was realistically only one trajectory that he could recover at. And then Nutlord was just there with the perfect down air at the perfect moment to seal the stock. So, so good. And again, Samus's mobility in the air is going to be really crucial in these ledge trap situations. Of course, Mii Gunner having such a prominent ledge trap, but even then, Nutlord getting a little bit too close for comfort there and losing a stock as a punishment.
Yeah, definitely playing, once again, seeing the aggressiveness coming out from Nutlord. Actually played to his disadvantage, trying to make it back in a very aggressive manner indeed. But now, I like this play from Nutlord. We're seeing him jab the shield and then, you know, move out of the way just to try and get a reset situation and try and go in once again to get punished on Schmixtape there. Beautiful stuff from him.
Yeah, the jab one from Samus is always, we see it again there where Nutlord will go for that jab one and then won't commit.
Yes.
And Nutlord is definitely going to be taking notes as to what Schmixtape is going to go for afterwards. It's a really, really nice conditioning tool. Yeah. And in the same vein, Nutlord is going to end up beginning to mix up what he does after the jab one. And it becomes this almost like really deadly rock, paper, scissors that Nutlord is able to initiate each and every single time that he goes for it.
Really forces the situation with that jab one. Look at that, just once again, it's like he's playing an actual fighting game here, you know? That's actually crazy.
It's such good from Nutlord. And again, the slower pace. It feels like with these two, they really have a grasp on the stakes of the set, particularly in this second stock, because both of these characters have got that capability to play extremely defensively when they've got a stock lead. And when you got to get through a bombardment of projectiles, when you're at this higher percent, you need to be so delicate all the way through so you can get that insane advantage in the stock count.
Definitely, and I'm really loving the way Nutlord's playing because it's like we're seeing him try to stagger the opponent, and at the same time, like you said, forcing these rock paper scissors scenarios here. But right now, you know, it's quite unfortunate as we're seeing Schmixtape have a massive control of that center stage. We're getting knocked all the way back thanks to Nutlord. Now setting up that down B, the bombs, the little smart bombs there.
It was such a beautiful nair as well, just being able to lower the shield with the first hit and then drifting in far enough so that the second hit would shield poke. And there we go. I was waiting for that from Nutlord. Of course, with a lot of projectiles, you're going to be throwing out a lot of shields. Of course, you needed to have one there at 180% dying to the nair. But that was something that I was waiting for Nutlord to go for. And oh my god, just calling out the neutral getter with the forward smash.
That forward smash is absolutely crazy. You know, you can set himself out literally near roll distance as well, while also covering a massive part of that neutral cap and a little bit more than that as well. You know, with that force, and it's so active on top of that as well. You get caught slacking, you jump, or you neutral gap, you're getting caught by that instantly.
And it's the first time we saw it in this game as well. And I definitely imagine, given the unfamiliarity that a lot of people will have against Mii Gunner, that Nutlord was just not expecting a hitbox to be lasting that long, particularly in a ledge trap situation. You're normally expecting a lot of the projectiles, and you're able to sort of neutral get up and then shield and then go from there. And it has just been an absolute war of attrition between these two. And again, I feel like the pace is going to slow down a little bit as we get to the end of this game too. Again, it's so delicate. You've got to be so careful not to let a moment slip away from you because, again, disadvantage, you know, for both of these characters is pretty dicey against the other.
Most definitely so, and you mentioned pacing, and we're seeing that pacing slowly shift into Schmixtape's favor as, you know, he's got so much control over this stock, it feels. But there we go, a dash attack's going to come out from Nutlord. probably even change the momentum of this game from right now. But God, do I love the way that Nutlord just constantly cancels his moves and shifts his pressure, you know? The way it really, really hides his true intentions behind his moves, you know?
This is the thing as well, it's the fact that I feel like Samus' superior mobility is really coming in clutch here, because normally me Gunnar has, you know, one of the best ledge trappers in the business, but just about managing to get that dash attack. And look at the timer as well. That was nearly a 6-minute game. That shows how delicately and how importantly both of these players are taking this at the moment. It's so interesting to see, because honestly, it doesn't feel like a very slow set. When you're looking at the gameplay, it doesn't feel like they're necessarily like, you know, camping each other out or taking things really slowly or even deliberately going for a timeout. But just because of how delicate they're taking neutral, particularly at those high percents, the time is ticking and ticking down. It's a really interesting dynamic.
I definitely could have said it any better myself, because I genuinely did not think that was a 6-minute game. I'm being so real right now. I thought that was a quick game. I actually thought that was a quick game between two zoners, and I was in absolute disbelief. And once again, just a testament to how well they're playing these neutral games. Amazing, amazing mind games on top of all that as well. Amazing adaptations. I want to see what goes on in this game 3 here. 1-1 on both sides, everyone. Battlefield now.
We're on a triplat. I'm scared.
Oh, no.
I'm scared. Of course, we mentioned in that game 1 as well the fact that if Nutlord is able to get an up air underneath one of these platforms.
Oh, no.
Oh, hang on. Oh, here we go. I like that. Going for the up smash, not, you know, again, when you've been playing this long, you've been playing this character on this stage for as many years as Nutlord had, Nutlord is going to have that awareness of when he's going to be able to attempt those up air chains into the up B, and when you should just go for that guaranteed damage and reset to neutral.
Yeah.
And I really, really like that, because the temptation's there, right, to get that early stock, get that momentum. Ooh, you look so fancy. The clips on Twitter, you're having a great time. But Nutlord is like, no, I need to go for what is sensible, and I need to go for what is going to get me the most damage in the best situation, and just misjudging that charge shot combo potential into the forward smash. Just Christ, I think I'm commentating Shulk, like, Jesus.
Oh my God. Master, well, don't worry, man. This is an absolute doozy nonetheless right now. Oh my God, going up there, following up that up smash with that beautiful up air. What? Was that the up air?
That was
no way.
Yeah, that was the up air. And that's another thing as well. Schmixtape, I really want to give him credit for the fact that he's waiting until these really, like, he's getting the most value for these sort of tools that I feel like Nutlord is forgetting about. We saw it in game 2 with that forward smash on the ledge. And then in these situations where Nutlord has to be landing, we've been seeing Schmixtape going for a lot of projectiles, but typically keeping center stage.
Definitely.
Keeping the safe option available. And then in a moment where Nutlord wasn't necessarily expecting it, chasing up with that up air. And it's such a big, sweeping, long-lasting hitbox.
Yeah.
And you can see the reward that it has netted him, almost lapping Nutlord in percent and nearly getting the stock there as well. Just waiting for the perfect moment, and it's paid off beautifully.
Paid off beautifully, you say, but there we go. Nutlord, in a clutch little reversal there, manages to change the situation into his favor ever so slightly. Oh, wait. Oh, my God. Okay, he knew not to DI in there, but my God. He's very...
Yeah, and that's...
Wait!
Yeah, that's something that we've seen. We saw a little bit of in game 2, but it was only these little charge shots that were getting absorbed, but it's when the big ones start coming out. And again, maybe it's something that Nutlord wasn't necessarily expecting to have a big impact. Again, it's in the sort of, maybe in the back corner of your mind, but it's certainly not there. But oh my goodness, Nutlord returning to that game 1 stance and being like, right, you know what, if these projectiles aren't working, I'm going to scrap. And I'm going to make sure that you're going to get past not just all my projectiles, but my hands and feet as well. We are scrapping, sir.
Once again, we're seeing the amazing movement that Nutlord has to offer here. But honestly, it's working so damn well for him right now. But the absorb comes out. Can he get the dash? Like, no, the bomb doesn't prop him. Not just enough yet. But there we go. Beautiful, beautiful movement coming out from Nutlord once again. Keeping Schmixtape at bay here.
Oh, and a dash attack on shield, but it wasn't even punished by anything. That's a real scary thought there for Schmixtape. You know, you've got to get as much as you can in every situation, and it feels like maybe Schmixtape wasn't expecting such an aggressive option. Battlefield, yeah, so the upper blast zone is being a little bit taller than the small Battlefield counterpart, so waiting until the higher percents to get that up throw. Excellent awareness from Nutlord. You can just see how much of a character specialist he is. He's got these confirms, he's got these combos, he's got these situations just completely mapped out. It's so impressive to see.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Chris, and you could just see when he had that stance change into the aggressive playstyle in that last stock. He was actually done with it. It was good stuff to him. However, he is on his last stock, 120% almost. And Schmixtape, bro, he's no stranger to turning up in these situations. I mean, because even right now, I can feel the momentum slowly gaining in his favor, and it's culminated in that beautiful, beautiful final finisher right there.
It did feel like Nutlord was slowly but surely sort of fighting his way back into the set there. It felt as if he grabbed some momentum, particularly after such a deficit from that first stock. Definitely. He was really fighting his way back in, but Schmixtape doing a great job keeping us cool throughout the entirety of the set and managing to secure that game 3, 2-1 up in the set.
Amazing stuff from Schmixtape. Really showing that, you know, he's still got that Mii Gunner on deck, you know. Has he even brought it out the tournament, do you know? Like,
I don't think he's brought it out in a very long time. I think for the most part, I could be wrong on this, don't get it twisted. I think for the most part, it's been the Wolf through and through. I think he made the switch. I remember commentating a lot of his Mii Gunner and Yoshi over the lockdown period, but I think since offline came back, I think Wolf has just been the pick. But it's really good to have this sort of the counter pick method that I think I quite enjoy, when you've got like that top tier character as your sort of anchor.
Yes.
And then for those niche matchups or those odd situations, you've got the sort of odd, not necessarily like mid-tier character, because a lot of characters in this game are ridiculous, but having that sort of more niche character for those situations where actually I don't feel like this is going to work out necessarily. I've got something that may have a little bit of unfamiliarity. And, you know, I say this though, but it feels like Nutlord has been getting around a lot of Mii Gunner's sort of sillier options quite nicely. Most
definitely. Especially with like the weird movement we're seeing, especially with the up B just there, landing him in a very awkward situation, but Nutlord played around that perfectly almost. But there we go, back into the neutral air there, trying to continue on his pressure, but he's just going to be met to the face with Nutlord's neutral air instead, keeping him at bay. That dash attack, star KO at 140%. Nutlord is sitting pretty at that 67.
I love that pressure that Nutlord put on. Of course, you've got the bomb at the ledge, right? Of course, everybody's scared of that. But also, Nutlord floating around that area where a down air might have connected, but then recognizing that Schmixtape was probably going to roll in, just being like, I need to get out of this situation. I need to get away from this threat immediately, and then just dashing back in, getting the dash attack as well. That was such excellent, you know, such a great trap set up by Nutlord.
Definitely.
Real great awareness. And it's going to be down to Nutlord to sort of extend this lead. Again, we've seen the fact that both of these characters, both of these players, they are able to just rack up that percent. And we're seeing, again, the ledge trap situation from Samus. I love that rolling from Nutlord, just saying, right, okay, that didn't quite work out. I'm going to keep center stage. But an up smash, catching the jump over. Again, what a lovely call out from Schmixtape, anticipating the fact that Nutlord, of course, when you're going for these, you know, short hop aerials, you're going to be jumping over the opponent a lot, trying to exert that pressure. And Schmixtape saying, I'm having none of this. Get to the blast zone.
What an amazing counter coming out from Schmixtape. Not only getting that extra percent from the absorb, but also confirming that into a little up smash of his own, you know. Absolutely getting 2-for-1 bargains out here, man. He's already found sales in Birmingham, it seems, you know. Quick little trip to Poundland. And, oh my god, Poundland. The Poundland up be coming out from Nutlord, man.
I was going to say, but this is real value gameplay right now. Once again, Nutlord has got Schmixtape at the ledge. I love that aggressive up B on, but Nutlord just having the awareness, reset the situation. Again, up throw. Probably may start killing now, but it wasn't going to kill 20% ago. And that's real important. And I feel like Schmixtape is getting really aware of that grab option at this higher percent. And oh my goodness, that pressure there. So that down B, that bomb right there is plus on shield.
Yes.
So if Nutlord is stuck in shield when Schmixtape is right next to him, you can continue the pressure from there. Yeah. Such a dangerous tool, and for the most part, Nutlord has been avoiding it quite nicely, and it feels like that was Schmixtape's first opportunity to get something, and he didn't really take advantage of it.
Yeah, most definitely so. It's Schmixtape kind of seems like he's playing on the slower side once again, but you know, it's paying off to a relative degree, because even though it feels like Nutlord has so much control of the game so far, Schmixtape isn't too far behind. 45% ain't too bad at all, but still, I want to once again highlight the way Nutlord uses his cancels to, you know, get the opponent to perhaps even subconsciously like make a decision, and then immediately mixes it up, like we see with the charge up cancels into that forward air to take Schmixtape's second stock. There's so many of these little micro interactions that you have to really watch out for in Nutlord's gameplay, you know, and in Schmixtape's as well.
And I mean, the fact that both of these players, they've got obviously their own traps and tricks to think about, and then the opponents as well. Honestly, the amount of brain power that is going into this set at the moment, honestly, it is so interesting, and it's almost a wonder to behold. I love that spot dodge from Schmixtape, just anticipating, and an unfortunate air dodge down. Nutlord, unfortunately, giving up that last stock.